Welcome to a new test and teardown video. This time it's a chart recorder plotter called Speedomax H from L&N, also called Leeds and Northrup. This one is really old. I was able to find a document from about 1950. I'll show you how their plotters they looked in 1950. I think this one is a little bit later model. It looks a little bit more modern, but it can definitely be quite old. Look, it's really huge. It's multiple inputs, analog inputs, probably used for temperature recording. I found one on eBay that's even defective for $75. See, there's a little button here, and then you can open it, and so we can turn on and off the chart. We got some, I don't know what is, that is probably some sort of a lock. So we pull out the, see, there's a hinge right there, right? So I bet the whole idea is we can pull this up somehow. And then, I don't know. What is, so this is, oh, there's a terrible smell in here. I actually breathe here, so that is really bad. I need to open a window. So this is the back panel for interconnects. We got, it's, this one is hot wired for 240 volts. And that is our input, and we got that many inputs for sensors. Well, it's probably just, what, 5 sensors or something like that? I don't know yet. Remove this block. Okay, so there's something in here. Well, let's see how we open this. I definitely want to open it before I power this up, but maybe this one is the release nut for pulling out the whole instrument. Now that was real easy. I just put it on its side, and now it's actually doing all this by itself. Oh, lucky. So there's probably some sort of a holder or something like that, right? I must say I am very happy and impressed. This whole unit is one big mechanical marvel of dimensions. What is in here? Some sort of a gearbox and stuff like that. We got some wires and pulleys. What the heck is going on? There's another motor down there, and more motors, solenoids and stuff. And inside here, in the back of it, it is of course tube based. It is of course very old. Oi. The smell is so intense. I don't know if you can hear the rain. I have the door open to the garden. It's definitely it's so powerful, this smell. There's something in here, and I didn't find any dead rats or anything like that, but it's smelling very dead. Ay. Let me see if I can get a picture of that label in here. Can we figure out how old it is from this label? Serial number 67. Maybe it's 67. That could definitely be it, right? Response time in second. Okay, but I can't find any manuals. I can't find anything really. So I need to figure out what is going on here, and I need to pull out everything. We got some, what is, aha, that is the connection for the front panel here, and then there's another connector up there. Oh, look at that, you're sticking, wait, amplifier, that is a funny connector, isn't it? Amplifier, really? Tube-based super duper amplifier with some absolutely fantastic I need to pull all these things out. This is something I really want to see. Zero lift, and then a little secret switch in here, and look at the way that this is made. Absolutely amazing. What is that thingy doing here? Input power and output. This is some sort of a... Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So I took off. There's some sort of a protective shield there, right? And then in here, look at that. This is a potentiometer. Look at the size of that thing. And this one, I don't know if you can hear this, but we got two sets of contacts. One is of course for the measurement compare signal, and the other one is for the servo that moves the motor that control the writing. And you can of course see those wheels, they spin around, and that is because this wire goes all the way up here and it pulls the writing mechanism back and forward. And then how is it writing on the paper? That is something I'm trying to figure out. So there's this little thing here that is, look at that thin little wire right up here. So there's probably power in that one. So this one is warm, right? And then it's probably writing on the paper with this warm little wire, and it's doing something like that when it wants to set a little dot. And this, it fell out of this little, look at that, see, repaired. And then there's probably a little, yes, this one is connected to something. So it's also reading out here on the screen. This is like a display or like a front screen, right? And then it somehow just do this flippity floppity here. There's probably this. Yeah, I don't know. Something must do that. So it will do a little measurement, right? I have no clue yet how that works. Or maybe it just turns on the power to that little thingy. I can't really see any ink or anything like that. So I just tried with my solder iron and touch this paper, and there's no response at all. So it's probably much warmer than that. So it's burning something. What I could do is also, I could roll down something here on that paper and see how it looks. How about we do that? So that will be the servo motor for the writing head. Oh, that is so beautiful. Don't you just love it? Can you imagine this one in 1960 something, right? But it's probably like, yeah, 1960, because everything is tubes, so it has to be actually earlier than that, 1950, right? Because you had all the transistors you could imagine in 1960. So, and this is a transistor thing. This is a completely tube product. So, yeah, this is 1950 something. That is what I think so far. So that motor here, and we have another motor there. This motor here is doing the, that is connected to the drive of the paper. Yeah, that is how it works. Some huge motors for that. Oh, you have a little gearbox ratio set up here. It says 1:1. So there's some, down here it says 1:2. Look at that. Oh, and this continue all the way around. So you can, you can, yes you can. If you push this up, you can turn the gearbox. Oh, that is some sexy motor design. Think about it. How is that made? So there's the most cool little gearbox in here. Wow, that is some nice design. Of course, rolling out all the paper. And this is the end. Look at that. So this is probably some tests. This looks like ink. So somehow they put ink in this one. And this is how it's printing ink, red ink. All we got here is just some, and this is all there is. And then the unit has not been in use at all, just rolling up paper, 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 no other thing. So somebody bought this and spent all those money on this system and never ever used it for any practical measurements. Look at that, just this. How stupid is that? And of course, this is where you find the manual how to handle the supply roll that is upside. That is the one upstairs here, right? And then you roll it like this, and it's doing that, and then it goes to the re-roll. Okay, fantastic. I think I'll try and remove this and have a little look. I think I just want to try and power it on. See, this switch in here says on. I mean, probably this is just the mains on off, right? And then there's this other switch down here. It says center. 0 is center. So this is what I have done. And then I just put it in here. And this is chart off. And then I leave it like this because then we can see what is going on, right? So let's put it all the way to one side. So when the tubes get warm, it should probably go in the middle. At least that is what I hope for. I did ground the chassis, and let's just try and crank up mains voltage, and it is using a little bit of watts. So this is 100 volts, it's 8 watts. 150 volts, 13 watts. Yeah, I can easily just go to 220, and it is 26 watts. I can hear something is going on, and it's probably warming up the amplifiers. So in a minute I expect the motor to move, and that just don't happen. Maybe that only happens when I turn on the chart, so no. Why are you not? But when I put the, it's using 40 watts instead of 25 watts. So that means this motor is of course working, but it is geared, I mean, a lot of gearing. So of course the chart is moving so slow we can't see it. So I think that is probably what we should expect. But why don't I see? I don't see this move at all. So the servo is not working. I did not expect it to work either, but it could have been fun. No. Damn it. Look at that. So that connector in here contained this module you're supposed to unscrew and then pull out. And then it says range card 0 to 10 volts. No, 0 to 10 millivolts. That's what it's saying, right? So, reference. Look at that switch. Isn't that just gorgeous? It really moves super, super nice. And there's just probably just some resistors in here. It's not supposed to be opened. But it's looking really nice. I was able to take out the amplifier unit by just unscrewing a little finger. Ooh, that is sticky stuff from the motors. That's probably why it smells so bad in here. And then that is some power supply or something. I don't know if you're supposed to take that out. I'm pulling out the different parts. And look at that one. This one is a power supply, regulated voltage power supply. So the output is only 10 milliamp. Load 105, whatever that is. And input 120. So that is a little bit interesting. That means the input to this unit here is connected to one of the windings of the primary transformer, and this way this one can still get 120, right? So maybe we can have a look inside this unit as well. Now that is one cute little power supply. They really meant business here. Look at that. And what have you got in here? Some little transistors, and is that a little, I don't know exactly what that is. That part there with the 3 pins. And then, okay, yeah, that is what I was looking for, the diodes. So that is a tiny little power supply for 120 volt. And just doing the 10 milliamps. I want to show you what I also found in here. That is definitely a reveal of the age, 1967. So now we know. I really think this is cute. I want to put all these things together and see if I can get it up and running. That could be fun. I just love to put stuff together as well. So I think it's just the same challenge, actually, to pull it apart and super careful. And I also video document exactly how I pull stuff apart, so I can easily assemble everything again. And look at that, 0.5% resistors, oh, 0.1%. Oh, that is some sexy stuff. But I don't know what that 3-pin thing is doing there, by the way. And we got some really nice transistors. What are they called? No, those are Zener diodes, obviously. See? Only 2 pins. Yeah, that'll be Zener reference diodes. Ha, nice. About this printing pen device, I figured out how it works. So up here we had a little screw. Look at that. There was a little plastic container and the reservoir and the hole in here, and then a little screw, and then this little piece here. So the idea is you fill up your ink in this, and see there's a little plastic wall here in the middle and it's open. So that means when it's moving side to side, it's not gonna splash all over the place. So they've been thinking about everything. So I guess this ink is very, very thin and exactly the right type of ink. So the idea is this tube here just goes down in the ink and kind of sucks up the ink by the correct height. And then it, by this, I don't know exactly how to explain you guys this, but there is this surface tension sucking sort of effect. So once this ink goes here on this little piece of metal here that is inside this little tube full of ink, when it touches the paper, it's just rubbing off tiny little drops of ink, and that is how this thing works. So there isn't any other magic touch to that. Pretty cool, huh? So this is the amplifier module. Let's look a little bit closer on how this one is made. It's of course a classic tube amplifier circuit, but the really cool and important thing, that is this device here. So this one is a single pole dual throw synchronous converter. It's actually an inverter or an oscillator switch system that pulses. So it's just a very, very good and precise relay. And the thing is that it takes the input signal and switches this back and forward using this switch system, both on the input and the output. So that means the amplifier is actually amplifying an AC signal and not a DC signal. And with tubes, it's super easy to amplify AC accurately, but not DC. And that is definitely what they have done here. So I think that is pretty nice. I think I will put everything together now. I just wanted you to see this last little super cute detail. And this amplifier module is also released here 1967. We got a little bit of signatures and some stamps and a little bit of this and that, but yeah, I think that is what I wanted you to see of this fantastic plotter recorder unit. So thank you very much for watching. Please come back soon again. Bye bye.